Hi, good people, and welcome to Life Code 254. We are on the second episode of season
2,
and we are joined by a guest. So,
Joanna.
okay, so hi Harry.
Hi, what's up?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Leo tuko na guest.
Leo tuko na guest kabisa.
Her name is Joanne, and I am going to give her the opportunity to introduce herself. Hi Joanne.
Hi.
Karibu sana Life Codes.
Asante sana.
Tafadhali tuambie majina yako and what you do.
Majina yangu kamili.
Yes. Ile ya kitambulisho.
Yeah.
Preferably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joanne Karanja. What I do, I'm a music therapist, and we use the science of music to help the brain work at its best.
Awesome.
Any situation.
You can do that?
Yeah. We also do a lot of hypnosis. I'm kidding.
I was telling you, get very worried.
Yeah, so that's what we do in a nutshell. And by we, I mean Music in Color, which is our organization.
Okay.
And we work a lot with children with special needs, autism, dyslexia, so neurodivergent children.
Okay.
We also work with people who are recovering from stroke, helping them reacquire their lives, get their lives back, get their groove back, also in help them get their speech back as well. But also working in the mental health space. So music has a lot of power in how it helps us cope with traumas.
Yeah.
In our day-to-day.
Yeah.
That's why we're always carrying earphones around. So once we know what that is actually doing,
Yeah.
that's a lot. So that's what I do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
People, have you taken that in?
Wow. So that, Joanne, means that there's a lot of therapies that could avoid the mainstream doctoral focus that would be sorted out in a big way through what you're doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
okay.
music is the best drug. You guys knew how to use it, and in a way that music actually produces like some serious chemicals in our brains that are being like the synthetic products like opioids.
Yeah.
Listening to good music that you like produces that naturally
Yes.
in your brain, and yet it's one of the most addictive drugs in our society currently.
Yeah.
But it's also the best painkiller.
Yeah.
So if music can help produce that in your brain, peke yake bila kuinduce kitu ingine,
Do you need anything else?
exactly.
Awesome. Oh my God, you guys get ready for an awesome conversation.
Yes.
Conversations that will help us grow, that will help us solve problems and issues that we're facing in our society. And so, that is our guest.
Today we are talking about husbands in the delivery room.
Yes.
And Annette, for a minute, there's been a lot of misnomer. There's been a lot of misinformation. In men being advised by our fellow men. You're told, hey, if you can just avoid that delivery room by all cost, because it's traumatizing.
Yeah.
Have you experienced the same?
I know, and I think the question that I'm going to pose to you and our viewers and listeners as well is, do you think, as the husband, that you should be involved in the delivery room,
Or
like
boyfriend.
in the whole delivery process? If you are the what do you call it?
Significant other.
The giver of the seed. Whether you donated it, whether you gave it freely, whether it was sold or bought, whichever. Do you think that the man should be involved in the birth process of his child? As a woman, do you think that you should involve your man in the birth process? So that is the question that I'm posing to you, that we are discussing. Should men be in the delivery room? Hubbies in the house. Hubbies out there.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to hear from you, and let's get on with the discussion. So that is the question. Should hubbies, boyfriends, significant others be in the delivery room? For me, it's a big yes. For me, it's a big resounding yes.
Me, I was on the other side of no, and it was for a long time. Because for
Why
a while,
so? Why so? Tuambie.
I've been so indifferent about it.
Yeah.
First of all is the traumatizing stories I'd been given before on the traumas that happen inside there.
Yeah.
And so you're just best guided to keep a wide bath.
Yeah.
Go hang out with the boys, do your thing.
After kamesha toka.
Exactly. Wambiwangwe, hey, it's a boy. Ama it's a girl. Boys, and so it was a case with me as well. When my son was being born, I more or less gave a wide bath. I was there during the entire time, but when time came and I was told, hey, you can just leave. Once the baby is delivered, we will just call you.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. And so I left. And so the baby would be delivered later. And I was glad I avoided the entire process because that is all I knew at that time.
At that time, yeah.
And then as you continue, there's the entire horror stories that come, and you get to hear of the complications during delivery process, and the crazy things that usually happen in there. The doctors at times maybe are traumatized, or they are irate at some point. They're just human, or it's a first time experience or second time experience for this mother. And so they are also giving them a hard time, and so this push and pull of emotion between the delivery, the doctor or nurse, and the mix of emotions that the mother is going through. You can see that whole disarray that is in there, and so the one who ends up being affected is a child that is yet unborn. And so I felt, hey, who will die? Let me just be part of my daughter's
now your
process.
second child.
My second child.
Okay.
And so when the entire process was happening, I was there. I'm the one involved in saying, you know what, take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, and they're there also. The doctors are there guiding.
Wait, hold up. What? Yes. Amesema alikuwa hapo. You were in the room.
Yes.
In the room.
Yes.
You didn't faint.
Imagine I didn't.
I think it's because it was the second time as well.
Well, it was the first time you think about it.
To be in
the room, yeah. So nothing had prepared me for it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy, and I didn't know what to expect. And we do not have enough information to guide us. No one can ready you for that.
Yeah.
But I kid you not, I was the first person that my daughter saw. And that changed me for life.
Yeah.
And it happened so seamlessly. Being there, offering a support pivot, and being part of the whole process. I'm sure it was a very good reprieve, and it worked very well. And my baby was delivered very well, and till now, as I said, it changed.
That carbon, you feel it, yeah?
You almost feel like a kid doctor, you can consult now. So, ukifika hapo sasa mtu fanya 1 2 3.
Awesome. Now, you as a professional, Joanne, as a professional, in that whole industry of, therapy, psychology, and all that. I mean, what would you say are the benefits of the man being involved in the birth process? Just going with the process step by step up to now, the delivery and the birth part of it.
Well, let me just talk about it from a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
Just start there before we get into anything. I think at that point, we are tired.
Yeah.
We're in pain. We just want it all to end. We don't know what is happening, and especially if you're a first-time mom, it's all very scary.
It is, yeah.
And having your significant other with you does help, make the situation better, because you feel I'm not going through this by myself, and I can be vulnerable. And I think it's usually one of the points in any relationship that you become closer, because you see each other at your most vulnerable. And so it's good. It's a good support system. I know first-time dads are usually scared, and they don't know what to do. And sometimes that annoys them, and they're like, "Why don't you know what you're doing? None of us do.
Make yourself useful.
Make yourself useful. Stop harassing everyone." It's usually funny. But emotionally, I believe both of them are supposed to be there.
Okay.
To just be each other's pillar. Because as Harry said, by the way, it does affect the child at the end of the day. Because that stress, as much as yes, the baby's on their way out, how you're coping with the whole situation at that time, it does affect a lot. It really does affect a lot. So definitely be in the room as a dad, be there, be as confused as you want to be. As in make mistakes.
No one was born knowing everything.
It's really a funny story. We know once you're telling it later, you hear my cousin telling her story about when she was giving birth and how the dad was just confused to a point he had to be sent out by the doctors because now they look as if he's going to faint. Because first time the dad is doing it's traumatic. I don't know what this was going to happen. But the emotional support really is important because you need, at that point, the body is going through a lot. Like the woman's body is just going through a lot. And that is where, later on you start hearing about postpartum depression. So if that first period is not handled properly and you feel as if you're going through this situation by yourself, it really does have a ripple effect. So be there, be supportive, and just let her know, even if she's angry at you, because most women really get angry.
That time
why are you this is your fault.
Where does this come from? Though I've been good for the last 9 months. In these last minutes, and you've taken us through the entire charade of hey, mtoto ameitisha ice cream. Sasa anataka mchele na isipikwe saa 9 za usiku. Sasa mtoto anataka fan hapa. Na si hapa inside. So, and we've been there through that whole kid drama, and now you are in the delivery room, Where does the bile come from? Where does the hard feeling come from? If the guy has been with you, okay, I know you're going through the entire mix of emotions and hormones all over, but how can it be best handled so that that whole resentment that will also now lead to now the postpartum thing, how can we meet it before and avoid the precursor nuggets that may lead to it?
But you see, postpartum depression, as much as you see, a lot happens when a woman gets pregnant. A lot of hormones shoot up, others go down. Okay, that's why mostly when women are pregnant, when you're pregnant, we look like totally different people. We're doing things that even ourselves are like, wait, that is not me.
Exactly.
Like this crazy person is just not me. And we know it, but there's nothing we can do about it. So now, when after delivery, then now the hormones have to rechange. So whatever was up goes down, whatever was down goes up. And it's in a period of time where we are not getting enough sleep. There's so much that is being demanded out of our own bodies. Your better half is busy sleeping out the night and hamki kusaidia na mtoto because lazima ushinde. You're going through so much that you don't have the time to actually now be aware of the hormonal regulations going within you. So that lack of space, that lack of time to deal with whatever is going on is what actually leads to postpartum depression. It has to happen because the hormonal things have to rebalance again. So having a supportive husband who is there at that time, you're saying why the madness, why the craziness, why the bile, the delivery, pain, number one. You could
and you if you could share the pain,
you
gladly, let's split this in the same
50-50.
way. Yes, let's split this pain 50-50. I don't scare you.
Once a year, I think that's what annoys most men. Like, why you have baby, and you're just there looking at me, telling me to breathe. You breathe, you breathe and see how this is going to carry on. But it's because, again, she's at her most vulnerable at that time. And if you're there to take it in, if you're there to, be okay with her going through
not taking offense that what she's going through, it's not literally about you.
It's actually not about you.
It's not about you as the man. She knows you've been there. She knows all that. But at this particular moment, through this pain, my friend, you are my punching bag.
And you need to take it. Take it and take it in with love. Because for a woman to actually be that vulnerable about you, and I keep this, I think this is the most advice I think I can give today. When a woman is showing you her worst and you can take it, then you're the best thing for her, because we don't show that side to everyone. We always have to be in control. you're carrying your emotions, you're trying to be this. But if you can show your worst side to somebody at your worst time and be comfortable doing that, then you really love that person. Because I can be my worst with you. Leave alone my best. Who cares about that? But I can be my worst with you.
Yeah.
And it makes me happy knowing that you can take it. You can take my worst and not
and
judge me.
And we can move past that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that in itself really does help. Because after that, it's going to be a roller coaster of another 6 months of hell. And she's not going to look her best. So if you cannot be there for me at that time, the next 6 months by there will just be hell. Because then I have to deal with everything that I'm dealing with, because you couldn't stand me then. And every day after that might not be good. Because again, the postpartum will come in. So that first day, I believe, is a commitment of I'll be there with you through the hell you're about to go through for the next 2-3 years. So that's why it's important for them to be there.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's really profound, you know. And I think it gives a different perspective of the man to see the strength of the woman.
Exactly.
You know, because for me, my birthing process, again, my partner was in the room, and after all that, Elisha, he looked at me and said, "You are the strongest person I know."
Exactly.
I have profound new respect for you.
Wow.
Mpaka karibu naambia, yani huko unani respect before. You know, and just seeing that this person is bringing life, they are making sure that they want this to happen. You're pushing your limits. You're pushing you're not giving up. It has to happen, you know. And you're there, and you're like, your body has handled all this. It's not just a physical thing. It's a mental, it's a psychological thing. And going through that and coming out of it, and you're like, sasa leta ninyonyeshe. And you're like, modo. You've just gone through 9 hours of labor. Umesukuma aka kamutu na ndio sasa unaanza kusimama leta anyo. And so just being there, it gives you new eyes and to look at this person that you've committed yourself to, how much they're able to handle for your family. Because I mean, this is a family that we are creating, and I'm willing to take that load. You see, then going forward, you should basically not hold her at a pedestal. Although I don't mind that. just saying I don't mind that. But just the strength that she's carried with her throughout. Just be there to help her out in whatever way you possibly can. Just to lighten that load.
Okay.
And a fun fact I think I discovered when I was reading some other time is that like women fall in love with their man more so based on how they relate with the child. Like even leave the two of you alone. You see, there's always this talk that when the child comes into the picture, that the man starts feeling jealous. Like why are you not? As in, come on, where am I? And they actually get angry at the child. Like you took her away from me. Like why? But I think it's something that men don't understand. Is once that child comes into the picture, how you relate with that child is going to make your woman want to hang out with you more. But the more you take yourself out of the picture and start looking as if there's some competition between you and the child,
the more she'll want to protect the child.
Exactly.
Wow.
So being very present, like wanting to be there with the child, wanting to change the diapers, wanting to just bond with the child. Leave alone taking away, like giving your wife time or your girlfriend time. Leave that alone. Just purposefully just hanging out with the child. That makes the woman love you more, because there's a very serious bond between the mother and the child at that time. So when she's beginning to see, you actually care about
our offspring.
And there's that, like once we see the bond between you and the child, our bond with you as the man or as the husband, it strengthens.
That's deep.
It strengthens, and that's one thing men don't.
That's a very, very, very key learning that you have just pointed out. That men must really, really, really maybe overlook and without knowing. And some of these things are not are inherently held, and you do well to expose it as you have done, and I really, really, really appreciate you for that. Now, this entire now let's get out of the delivery room a bit. So because the birthing process is sazile mmetoka from the delivery room, and also now in the caregiving, now during the kanini time, the healing period, and so on and so forth. And you know, as you guys are going through this whole mixture of emotion, there's an unconscious stress, postpartum stress for the man that is happening in a totally different dynamic. This is a new child that has come. There's the crying. There's the new responsibility. There's the late nights. There's the mental stress. Men are not hardwired for this. And so eventually, now you can see this entire tug of war, and the man finds himself wanting to, once in a while, steal away. Now, this stealing away, so I've been with you like all morning, I cooked breakfast, the house help did 1, 2, 3, I served you in bed, we talked a bit. When the child cried, as you slept a bit, I was with them. And now it's 3. And all I ask is 2 hours, 3 hours. Nijibe ni for a walk, niende uko kwa wazee nijue. But you know, the woman misconstrues that to saa zingine kuachwa, and at times we blow it out of proportion. We go overboard. The 2 hours inakuwa 6 hours.
Statistically, the moment mumama amepata mutoto, that period, when the child is about 3-4 months old, statistically, that is when the man cheats. That's when unapata alipata mtoto mwingine, hawajaachana na huyu mwingine sana. Kenyans, mnanisikia? Please tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. Me, I know you guys. I know. That is when you find the stealing away that you're saying in search of that sort of like peace. In search of that alone time, away from that pressure, you find solace elsewhere. Unknown to yourself, you think that you're running away from this, but you're getting yourself in more trouble. So that stealing away, that wanting some peace, it has to be applied with wisdom.
Well, yeah, there's that. But also there's the fact that women are their own enemies, because when a woman knows, hey, my friend Joseph or whatever, they just gave birth the other day. I don't know why your tractability levels go high, and it's like they're like, now, hey, come to chill, Nini, let me be there for you. It's like I don't know. They will find that man that a bit more.
I don't know about that.
And
I really don't know.
And that maybe will tempt the man, and also of course this man is vulnerable at this point, because especially in the whole healing period, you know, there's entire going through desert, we are going through the desert for the next 3 months. So you know the desert for 3 months. As much as we want to wish it away, it's not an easy period in the wilderness.
But we're in this journey together. Even me, I am in the same desert as you. So you should come. It should be very empathetic, because over and above also me being in the desert, I also have a small human being that I have to cater for through and through. And so that's why women feel very betrayed when I am going through all this, and yet you are going out there to entertain others. People. I think for me it's the highest form of betrayal, if you ask me, and it takes a very big psychological blow to the woman.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
And so at that point it becomes toxic, and healing from that is going to take a while. I don't know if you guys have an opinion on that or a testimony on that, please write down on the comment section, and let's just hear what you have to say in terms of, you know, the birth process, the man being involved after the birth, you know, the man just taking care of the woman and the child and just being there with them, knowing very well you're all in that desert together.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what are some of the things that we can help the mother or the lady in this relationship to be more receptive, to be more friendly to the man, and to have that sort of an inviting aura for the man. And in terms of communication, just a small to things that maybe pushing this guy away. So I think is it to curate the conversations to a more positive note and making the environment more conducive for the man. What are the fun things we can do, that people can do to make that experience more, so that this man does not even have the need to go out there? Is it the gadgets, TV, what, making the environment more friendly for him? What is this that needs to be nurtured? Is it more on the outside things, outside accessories, or is it in nurturing the inside software of the friendships?
Environment, I like the way you've said that, but also immediately, like we have had a woman has given birth and all that, the environment that she's in will very much determine the environment that you're in. So if she's in a comfortable place, you won't be as stressed. If she's in a place where she's not comfortable, you'll be stressed, because she's going to tell you, and you're going to see it, you're going to feel it. And there's this traditional thing that we do that once, especially if you're married, and then you have your first child, you're taken to the in-laws house to, you go stay with the mother-in-law for a few months. I wish people would stop that. Like for real. Because look at it this way. You've just given birth. You're healing. Your hormones are, pre-checking. Then you have this person here who just needs you for everything to survive. And you also need to be okay. You can't do that while trying to put up an appearance to your in-laws. You can't. Because at the end of the day, of the day, it's your mother-in-law. Come on. Atakuwa anakuangalia, you good for my son. Why can't you do these things? And at that point, you really can't, or you don't want to. But if you'd let me go home, to my mom, to my mom and to my sisters, where I can just be neza tumana chumvi, like the salt can be here, but I can send my small sister, or I have the people who I have grown up with there to dot over me and to just make me feel safe. I will be able to let my hair down, meaning the healing process will be better. This is one thing I put out. If your body is under stress, your healing process is slow. It can't work. So if you are in a place where you're comfortable and you're feeling safe and you're feeling okay to let your hair down and be as petty as you need to be at that particular point, you have so many people handling your child that you trust. It's not that you don't trust your mother-in-law or your sister-in-law.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real.
I want the person who handled me when I was a baby, handling my baby. And it doesn't mean that you as a husband are in a different... You're also in that category, because now I've opened up my all to you. And it's fine if you come with me to that situation, to be in there. You can come visit home. Heck, you can come sleep over. It's fine. It's fine.
Can you?
Yeah, mothers don't have a problem. And I wish people would drop that, because they make that period so difficult on the woman that we have to be so prim and proper, when the last thing we want to do,
we just want to let go.
Exactly.
But you forget that it is how we are cultured as a people, the African culture.
But it doesn't mean that we still need to keep doing it.
Yes, so these are some of the...
We need to outgrow, we need to relearn and unlearn.
And so, and what do you think, like now we can... how do you think the entire change process that you're suggesting can be taken up? Because people will feel, once I give birth, the child belongs to the man's side based on the African understanding, and so in-laws hawakanyagangwi, there's all that reasoning around it, and that's how Africa is cultured. And some of these things are not necessarily true, and some hold some wisdom in them, and some still need to be weighed, whether they are current with the times. And indeed, I understand why some need to be dropped, but you see, change cannot happen overnight. But I think, do you think these cultures are affecting us in a big way in terms of those things, in terms of where the child is being taken to, in terms of the man not being able to be comfortable, being seen to be going to visit the wife more often in the mother-in-law's homestead? There's that whole key thing that needs to be relooked by society.
Yeah, but I think again we need to really step off this for lack of a better word, nonsense of society.
Because
society is failing right now because of the societal norms that we're apparently supposed to be following. The family setting is failing. And if the family setting is failing, then we really don't have a society that we are looking at. Because the basic part, the fundamental part of society is broken because we are still following things that don't make sense. So we need to go back to really looking at the family setting because it's the mother, it's the father, it's the child. And unfortunately, we need to understand that if the mother is not fine, then that child
is not going to be fine.
Exactly. And that's when you begin realizing that we have so many childhood traumas that we don't even know where they stem from.
Exactly.
And it's back there from the very foundation because our minds are taking in everything. It's unfiltered. As a child, you're not saying this is bad, I won't take it. This is positive, let me take most of it. It's taking in everything. And everything is the mother's emotion at that particular time.
And whether they know it or not.
So I think as a man, you really have to, step away and look at it like, am I trying to please whatever society is saying? Or am I trying to make sure that my family is safe, that I'm protecting the foundation of my society? It's going to be you, her, and the children that you bring in, and the children that they bring in. And it really does affect the generational curve from there. So decide as a man. And you see that thing you're saying about the percentages of when men cheat. Do you know if your wife is happy, you won't want to? You really won't want to because you're cheating because you're like, she's not letting me, she's angry, she's nini, so I need to go somewhere and see a smiling face. The reason she's not smiling is because she's not in an environment that helps her want to smile. She has so much on her. So if you take her to her mom, and if the mother is not there, take her to her sisters, please. Take her to somewhere where the person you're taking her to knows her and she's comfortable whoever it is. Let her be there for a month. Let her be there 6 weeks. I think that's when you go for our first checkup. Isn't it? 6 weeks mark. And then now you're told, well, you can go back to the dry season is over. You can able to staff. But at least your 6 weeks, let her be where she's happy. And I guarantee you, as the man, you will also be happy. You won't feel the need to go and escape because there is no. You're not being strangled at home. She's fine, so you're fine. The baby's fine. And if we start changing that, that's where mental health issues begin. For God's sake.
That's why we have a very, for lack of a better word, messed up society.
There we go.
Messed up because we are so big on trying to follow the rules and so big on all those things that are outward. We are not looking at inward. My direct people. I'm sorting this one first before I want to hear who said what that should happen, where and how. But is my person okay? Are my people okay? Are you don't want to cook? Fine. I'll order Chinese. Is that what you're feeling? Sawa. That person is happy, I'm happy, we are happy. Whatever they say, it's their problem. And so for me, gather the strength to go into that delivery room, to hold her hand in the process until she's up and running as usual, until she's back to the woman you fell in love with. And even more so because now she's allowed herself to give life, and be a part of this family that you guys are forming. So take courage, make sure you research on it before you go and start strangling the nurses and the doctors. Ukiwaambia kwa nini anasikia uchungu mdunge ile sindano ya sijui nini. No, do your research before
unamshikana nguvu sana.
Usiende kupatia watu headache huko. Karibu waseme security. So do your research, hold her in the journey, and make sure she's okay, because if she's okay, you're okay. Yes.
I think my parting shot would be Annette, that indeed let us men let us change our perspective and be more involved. As I said, it changes you for life. That entire process will change you for life, and in terms of the bonding, not in the negative, actually in the positive, in terms of bonding with that child, and now Joanne says bonding with the mother herself. And not only that, you now realize that now the person that you're looking at after now the birthing process is also a changed person. She's she cannot be the same person ever again.
Yeah.
And so you have that now chance to learn her afresh.
Awesome.
And to know her afresh and to know, wow, these are her likes and these are her new dislikes, and this is how to now handle this new this new person. And so it is a call for us as men to stand up and be counted in that particular facet.
Awesome. What is your parting shot, John?
I think at the end of it all, take care. Mental health. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And take care of your environment, because, and I think it's a divine burden given to parents that you've been given this being to help mold into something. So you have to be your best at that time and do whatever it takes to make sure that you're in that environment. Make sure that you do that for each person individually, for your wife, for you as the father. Only then will you have a well, I don't want to say formed, but child. Grown. The foundational stages, the emotional connections of a child really do begin with you as parents. So if we're conscious about how we're feeling, we're conscious about what it is that we're doing, conscious about what it is that we're thinking, the journey becomes really fun. And I think those are the times when you want to create your playlist, have music that reminds you of what it is that you're going through. Because most mothers forget the first year of their kids because of trauma. It really happens. So as a man, let her be in the safest environment. For her, not for you, for her. Because when she's safe, then your mental space also becomes really easy, because you are doing the best thing that is for her. And then connect with your kids. She'll love you more for it. So that's
so where can we find you in Music and Color? Do you have a page? Do you have a website? Do you have offices, or how do we find you?
Our social media page, our handle is m.i.c_ke, and that's on Facebook and on Instagram. You can reach us directly on 0711 870 577 for any appointments. And physical location, we do see people along Kiambu Road. And we also hold online sessions for those who are going through whatever traumas.
And what would warrant someone to want to seek therapy in regards to music?
Honestly, basically anything. Are you depressed? Are you recovering? Are you in physiotherapy? Most of the therapies that we do are made 10 times more powerful when music is involved, because of the fact that music now works the brain very easily. It convinces the brain to do very difficult things very easily, and the body doesn't struggle. And for parents who have children who have to go through so many different types of therapy, sometimes that ends up being very expensive. Music therapy encompasses all of them. It's really great as a complementary therapy, but it can still hold its own as a speech therapy, as an occupational therapy tool as well. So you can have music therapy do all the things that you need for your child. If you're you're recovering from stroke, you're trying to regain your speech, you're trying to regain your physical strength, music therapy works. Dancing, singing, and there's so many things that it does. If you're going through depression, knowing how to use music to get you out of that fog is also key. If you are bipolar, knowing how to use music to interchange the chemical balances that are in your brain, still very important.
There is a lot.
It's packed, and that's what we keep doing. We have trainings that we do weekly, informing people on how to use music best for you. So even if you don't really have a serious condition that requires knowing how to use music to control your mood, control your emotions, very key, because we're emotional beings. If you can't control your emotions, the chances of you succeeding in life are they dwindle as time.
Is there music we should be avoiding out here based on what you've heard, based on the vibrations that that this music is projecting? Is there a type of music that you can tell us keep a wide berth?
Like the type of music you listen to actually does control your personality. It does. If you look at teenagers who listen to hard rock, very negative music, goth music, how do they dress? How do they speak? What's their mentality?
It kind of molds your character.
Exactly. So if you compare that to a teenager who is always in gospel music, always positive, always doing things will work out. If you're a teenager who listens to R&B like I was, you know, love is everywhere, there's heartbreak, you have a chaotic love life, you know, like me, as in, if the music really does, you know, control your personality and your life. And even when you're trying to self-motivate, you're listening to motivational videos, listening to motivational music will help you 10 times faster than just listening to somebody talk. Yeah.
Awesome. I was seeing that seeing as we are 70% water, and water is guided by the vibration it's in. The vibration that the water is in is what will determine how it projects itself. And so the energy that you're projecting out is based on how your water, the 70% of you, is vibrating. And so indeed I would understand why you'd say that the vibration of our water in what we are listening to is affected. And so Annette, when do you how can they get us in our socials?
This is amazing. This is just amazing conversations. I stucky share. It's packed with a lot of information, and thank you so much, Joanne, for making time to just bring your input and just giving us new information. Did you know that there is music therapy? You see what you're doing, what we are doing for you guys here. You guys. But it's been nice. You can always find me on my socials. That is Instagram and Facebook, TikTok and Twitter. My name handles are Annette White. Yours?
Mine Harry Ritho on the same handles, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Okay. You can also find us on Life Codes.
Yes, our handles Life Codes, that is code CODES, Life Codes 254. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and we are on YouTube. You can listen to our previous episodes, season 1.
Yes.
It was packed with a lot of information, and we have more and more lined up for you guys in this season.
Until next time, what do we tell them?
See you
when you see us.
Episode.
Cheers.
Awesome.